Wonderful one. That was so great. She opened the way so we can be free to speak. Then the commander will come and do the work. Right. So I'm going to talk to you just about one concept. And so as an entrepreneur, I want you to be very, very attentive. And so before I share that concept, and the concept I want to speak to you about is called the concept of unveiling opportunities, the power of institutional voids. And so my name is Akin Akinpelu. I do three things with my life. I'm a management consultant, so I train organizations and entrepreneurs around the world. Number two is I'm a development consultant. I facilitate what is called sister city collaboration between government, nations, and organizations. So I always help them to develop systems and structures around what they do. And number three, I am an educationist. My PhD is in education, education leadership, precisely. And so I help reforms in education across nations. I've done it for many states in Nigeria and outside this country. And so that will help you to understand why I want to talk about what I want to say. The power of institutional voids. You're going to loop that into your innovative entrepreneurship and sustainable economy. Now, many of you are here. You may be starting from the scratch with your life, and maybe you don't even know how to start. Maybe your problem is you don't even have money to start. You don't even know where to begin from. And sometimes when you go for conferences, some people get home confused to be more than they came because they are wondering, okay, all of this knowledge, what is it going to do for me? You know, so many years ago, I used to be like this, you know, and I'm going to go for conferences. It won't make, it's going to be high sounding, very nice, you know, but it's just that I just don't know what to do. So for example, I have a very funny background and a very, very poor background. And let me explain the shade of the poverty that I've gone through. So you see, you can compare with yours and see if yours is better than mine and see who emerges as the best person in poverty. Now, that made you laugh. Now look at this. I started my life hawking on the street of Lagos. I hawked 17 things in a space of 10 years. How many? You have to keep that data for me. 17. Now the first thing that I hawked, I mean, somebody is looking at me and says, can that be possible? Yes, it's possible. Some of us have gone through hell. We always come out smelling like heaven. You just cannot tell that happened to us. The first thing I sold, because when we want to talk about entrepreneurship, I'll loop it first to this story. The first thing I sold was ice water. Everybody say ice water. Say it again, say ice water. Do you remember ice water? You know the nylon that you use for gari or sugar? So you pour water into it through a sieve, then you tie it together, then you get a big ball, you know, and put it on your head. You know, and the first time I was going to start selling in a Papa Wharf, the people who did orientation for me into marketing, and they gave me my job description, they told me how to sell water on the road. So he said, you can't just be saying, buy my water, buy my water. They said, no, this is how to get people's attention. Cold, ice, water, tutu, re. Everybody repeat after me, say cold, ice, water, tutu, re. Oh, you guys are doing well. How many of you sold ice water? I'm convinced. Let's brace it very well. So we'll start comparing. So I started my journey. I started selling cold ice water, tutu, re. I put it on my head. And you sell it for 50 kobo, 1 naira. And it was good. And the orientation they gave me was very good. Then I raised some money. After I raised some money, a friend told me that there's now a machine that can now seal water. So let's start doing sachet water, what we call pure water. I said, that is good. And the money for pure water was higher than the money for ice water. So it means that I could make ×3 of the profits that I was making. So we entered into pure water. Then we began to look down on those selling ice water because we are now not on the same level. What you sell for 1 naira is different from what you sell for probably 5 naira. So we are not on the same level. We look down on them. They look up to us inside poverty. So then we moved on. I started selling pure water with the same cold ice water to do. And by the way, you know, we are saying the same thing 5 times. Cold is ice. Ice is water. Water tutu is just We are saying the same thing 5 times. But the people that coached me, they said that's how we can sell it. Then I raised money. And I said that we're not going to sell water again. Let's move into bottles. Let's start selling soft drinks. Let's leave the realm of weak nylon to thick nylon. From thick nylon, let's move into bottles. Bottles are for big boys. Then I started selling green sand. Remember green sand? Crush. You remember crush? Talk to me. You know crush. Let me see your hand. So Tandy, Limca, Gold Spot, all Dr. Pepper product. Then we got to sell it. Then I made ×5 of my profit compared to the water. And I went on from there. One day I was at Nigerian Port Authority, and I was going through the elevator, and a man said, how come you are hawking on the road? And it looks like you went to school a little bit and you speak good English. He said, what happened to your parents? I said, well, we used to be rich. My father was doing well, but he had to leave. He resigned under duress. And because he had to do that, 6 years down the line, we crossed back to poverty. So, and this is where I am. I have to continue with my life. He said, no, come tomorrow morning. I want to help you. This is not what you should be doing. You should not be hawking on the road. That was why I said to myself that, wow, is this how people make it in life? That you just meet somebody who wants to help you. He said, come 10 o'clock. I got there 9:30. Guess the time the man came? 11:30. The man was apologizing to me. I said, no, sir, I should be apologizing that you had other things. Because if he that is on the ground cannot be afraid of a fall. So, he can't be apologizing. I needed him more. As we were going, we branched by a place. And there was a woman selling rice, beans, dodo, macaroni, spaghetti. And the man branched there. I said, no, this man is not just a helper. He's a good man. How did he know that I have not taken breakfast? I said, he's a good man. And guess what? And we just stood there. But while they were having conversation about 40 seconds, something happened to me. My brain opened up. Because the next thing I heard was, Naim be that. He don't come. When he go start? So that's not a transaction of someone that wants to buy food for you. So then it dawned on me that actually the help he wanted to do for me was to bring me to start selling food. And he said, he don't come. He said, I don't come. And somebody came straight with Maggie Cube, yellow Maggie Cube coverall. Brought it to me, and they did my orientation service. Tied it from the back. And they gave me my job description. 3, wash plate, serve food, 4 p.m., bring back my money. And the woman said to me, my money no they miss. And I looked at the man who came to help me. I said, this is bad help. You see, no help is better than bad. No help is worse than bad help. So we carried on. See, one day the police came, they raided the place, and they said that you're not going to sell again. And they said everybody should leave. I was happy. I said, this woman with all this wickedness, at least both of us will remain poor. So that was how we left the place. Ladies and gentlemen, one day I met a family member who said, they are giving kiosk in Nigerian breweries. You can't be walking around. You guys go get kiosk. Also, they gave our family kiosk. And that kiosk, they told us at Nigerian breweries that you can only sell, it was an Amstel mortar kiosk. I don't know if entrepreneurship, and I said, sir, let's get into a business together. And he was first laughing and saying, what do I want to say? Then I told him everything I wanted. He said, okay, this is good. And we had a shared profit. And one day in the classroom, he was teaching about investment. He said, okay, you come and finish up the classroom. So I went, I spoke to them, and all the people, when I was talking about shares, some people were taking the chairs that they were sitting on. They just looked new to them. So when I saw that it was new to them, I said, if you are interested, I want to make you a millionaire before you graduate. If you are interested, see me in room F202, something like that. That's in the College of Science and Technology. And your registration fee to listen to me is 5,000 naira. You know, when I said 5,000, I said it because I saw how much they were ignorant. So, and I said, okay, this could make sense. Let's see if it will work. And 5,000 naira. To my amazement, the first set of people that showed up, there were 250 people. I said, ignorance is war. To come and hear what you can open the center page of a newspaper and understand how the stock market works. And they paid 5,000 naira. I said, wow. That was how I first crossed the first 1 million. Another batch came again. Till the portfolio increased to a huge sum of money. A huge sum of money. And of course, they had to be paid back at the appointed time. Why did I share that story? I sat down and I saw what was existing, and it was imperfect. Listen, there's no system that exists in perfect entirety. There are always loopholes in systems. So you go to a place, you see something. You sit down in a place, you can find loopholes. As you are seated here, no matter how perfect this is organized, you can tell that there's a loophole here. This is what I call a void. Institutional void. That as an entrepreneur, you must be so connected to your environment to understand the void that you see. You enter into a place, what is the void? You speak to somebody, what is a void? You enter into an organization, you find the void. And what do you do with the void? Listen to me. Every time you think or go through systems thinking to ensure that you answer the question that you see in that void, what you have just done is what is called innovation. Everybody say innovation. So innovation is you trying to improve on an existing loophole that you see. Does that make sense to you? The power of voids. Every market has got a void. In infrastructure, in the support system, there's something you can do. And that is how an entrepreneur should think. Always ask yourself, what can I do? Something is missing in Ondo State. Something is missing in this local government. What can I do to be better? That's how to think. An entrepreneur is not just somebody who sits down and is thinking, what should I do? No. You should be, you see, one of the things you can do for yourself is during the break, walk around to everybody, talk to them in 2 minutes and tell them, what problem are you facing that I can solve? Now ask your neighbor, what's your problem? Now that what's your problem is not the way to get the person very angry. It's like, if there's something you think I can do for you. We were speaking at the lobby yesterday, and Alibaba was trying to cite somebody, and said that the person said you can be in a room and the answer to your problem, you sat down in the same room, but you never knew. And you will go back home and still be wondering, where would I get the help from? Speaking to somebody can change your entire life. Loopholes. Look at your neighbor and say, what's your problem? I'd like to solve it for you. You just did a speed dating there. You can continue later because my time is fast spent. I share with you 5 things that can help you. 5 things. Now, so when you look at guys like Flutterwave, you look at guys like Inyi, Aboyeji, you look at guys like Paystack. So I'm just using indigenous guys. What they did was that they saw problem with the payment structure, the gateway payment system in this country. How do we crack this thing? How do we crack it? That's how to think. The founder of Flutterwave is a very young person, less than 35. Paystack, less than 35. It starts from something. What is the problem? Can I solve the problem? And say you don't have to go to the US or go to the UK to ensure that works. No, from here. Somebody said from Ondo State to the world. From here, you begin to check what questions do they have? What answers can I give? That's how to think. There's no time I would have shared with you an example of that. Now, 5 things I want you to do. Number 1 is this. As an entrepreneur, now let's go to sustainability now. You must understand how to map your niche. Mapping your niche. What are you supposed to do? You can't do what everybody's doing. Which one are you wired to do? What can you do well? Or what can you train for? Map out your niche. Ondo has got many problems that you can solve. Go for it. Check if the market is ready. Sometimes some people come out before the market is ready. The people who started ATM before the market was ready, they got into trouble. Then later on when the market was ready, everybody began to use the ATM, and now it now looks normal. So what's your niche? What's the problem you want to answer? Innovative entrepreneurship. The innovation there is how to improve in loopholes or on loopholes. Number 2 thing is this. Build sustainable foundation. And what do I mean by sustainable foundation? I want to talk about corporate governance. If you have a business here, go and register your business. How many registered business owners are here? Registered with CAC. Beautiful, but you're not up to 50%. Please do it. I won't do business with you if you don't respect corporate governance. That's like the least you can start with. The least. And can I tell you, how much do you open venture, enterprise, or sole proprietorship is less than 20,000? I hope you know. You don't have to start with a limited of 100 and something thousand, as the case may be. You can start small from where you are. Register your business, even if it's a POS company. Even if you are running a small business, a micro business, a semi-macro business, whatever you are doing, ensure that you respect that. Number 3. What is number 1? Beautiful. Number 2. Now, number 3 is this. You must learn to bootstrap your dream. Please, I plead, my time is over. Can I take 2 extra minutes? Thank you. Bootstrap your dream. Learn to bootstrap your dream. If you are sure of your dream, if you're passionate about your dream, if you are sure that this is what you want to do, listen, you will do all you can to get it. You can't tell me, oh, I don't have enough money. That's what I hear about. If you can give me money now, I can do so much. I ask you a question. Do you think money is all that you need? Sometimes all you need is just wisdom. Wisdom is a form of capital. There are different capitals that can help you to bootstrap. Wisdom can help you bootstrap. For some of you, you don't even need large sum of money. All you need is data. When you have data, where you are, you can turn things around. See what you can do with the internet for yourself. You must tell yourself that I must achieve my dream within the legal framework. I will go to any extent to ensure that I get it. Skill is a powerful way of bootstrapping. What skill do you have? What skill can you sell? Let me tell you something. When I was going to write my first master's, now so look at that young man that was selling on the road for many years. You know, I told myself that I would do all I can to make myself the best. So I went for my first master's, went for my second master's, went for my PhD. I should be a professor by next year if I stay well in class. And I finished writing all my papers well. That there will be no reason why you tell yourself you cannot become who you want to be. When I was going to do my first master's, I went to a school or an organization, and I said that I want to work for you. How much can you pay me? Since the person knew me before, said I pay you 180,000 a month. I said that's too small. I said I'm looking for what I can do that can give me 750,000 every month. She said, what is the problem? Are you under pressure? I said I'm on serious pressure. I need to pay my school fees, and my school fees is good. It's between $7,000 and $10,000 as at that time. He said we can't pay that kind of money. I said so inside this job, what other job can I do? They said, can you? So they employed me as a teacher. So I became a teacher. Then the next thing is, oh, do you want to be a pastoral staff? The people who help children to go to prep and be reading their books in the night, you help them in their hostel. I said, how much is that? That's extra 100,000. I said, I will do it. I did 3 jobs inside that organization. I didn't make 750,000, but I was making about 500,000 every month. You know why? And I told them, pay me ahead. So it's like enslavement. Pay me ahead. I need to pay my school fees. Never give yourself a reason for not going forward. Tap your neighbor, say, go forward. Say, let nothing stop you. Now say it with energy, say, let nothing stop you. Number 4, build your engine. So when I say build your engine, what do I mean? I'm talking about oiling with operations. Now you started a business as an entrepreneur. Please, if you're at that level, think about operations. Think about structure. Think about systems. A business is a well-oiled machine that requires structures and systems. Learn to use skills that can help you improve in efficiency. If technology can help your business, use technology. Now, can I tell you something? Let me borrow you some money. Any business you are doing must be connected to technology. If you cannot explain what you are doing in tech terms, it's not sustainable. I hope that makes sense. So please do that. And let's talk about the 5th one as I go. Sustainable journey. Whatever you are doing, you're going to make profits, go for profit, but in all your profit making, do all you can to ensure that you are able to impact the environment socially. So there must be social and environmental impact. Are you building communities? Are you improving something in your community? Are you helping your community? I told myself last week, and I called the press on myself. I called the 15 press on myself, and I said, you know what? I want to help 15 universities in Africa. And I'm going to go to 15 universities in Africa to tell them about my story and help them to just to inspire resilience and spark up hope in them. And I said, that's my give back to the environment. It's not just me going to companies and making money and getting better. What you are doing must have social and environmental impact. Ladies and gentlemen, you must learn to contribute to the future. As I round up, please, entrepreneurship will come with challenges. You must tell yourself that you will rise above the landscape. You have to keep dreaming. Where they told you a no, don't give up on yourself. Move to the next one. I hope you know that no means next opportunity. No does not mean go and sulk. It doesn't mean go get depressed. It means go for the next opportunity. If this does not respond to me, I will go to this person. If this person does not respond to me, I will go to this person. I will keep going till I get what I need to get. Tell yourself, I will fulfill my dreams. Now say it loudly, say no matter what happens to me, I will create loopholes within a system and I will innovate it. Say it was, say I will do all I can to get the resources to fund my dream. Say in the next few years, I would be an emerging entrepreneur in the continent of Africa. And that's where it starts from. As I go, there are a few materials that I have that can help you. I have a book called From the Streets to Forbes. You can get it online. I'm sure it can be displayed on the screen. It's available here. A few copies came here. If you can run to get it fast, it will help you. I wrote a book called The 7-Star Teacher, a well-researched thesis on how to revolutionize the educational sector of a nation. And I used Finland, that I have a strong relationship with, as a case study, and how it can be done in Africa, cultural fit for it. So it's called The 7-Star Teacher. You can get it. There's one called The 7-Star Student, how to begin to prepare students to become leaders, prefect, and the rest of them. It's a well-researched work. I have one called Dominion. It can help you. It's a financial book. One of the ones I call my best book is called Networking Your Way to the Top. How I met with presidents of nations, governors, I worked with them, the things I did to get there. This is one thing I know you must get out of this place with. I don't sell books, I just want to give you knowledge. And I have one, the last one, called Stay in Your Process, forwarded by my friend Brian Tracy. that archives the story of my life, it will help you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that I've been able to impact you a little bit with my knowledge. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and all the members of the cabinet. Please have a great deliberation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Akin Akinpelu, please put your hands together. Keep clapping till he gets off the stage.